we've got to head out to Te Rapa. We've got trials to look forward to today. And as I say, a very good afternoon to our man on the ground, Aidan Rodley. No normal trials today, of course. Some stars stepping out as they get gearing up for the spring.
Yeah, hi to you, Pip. Such an important set of trials these, and yeah, like you say, so many horses with big spring goals just starting to further their preparation at these trials. We've seen some absolute gun horses step out. We'll see Legato trial superbly very shortly, and also Velocious. But as we said, there's 30 heats today, and some of the guns of the future, probably. Some of the guns of last season also stepping out today. And we did speak earlier on with Waikato Racing Club General Manager Andrew Castles. Just asked him about just how he coped with how busy the day was.
Oh, look, it's not too bad that we've been trialling on that inside track for a few years now. It's always, look, we're just really lucky with the weather. That inside track gets very, very heavy, and we have had 4 days without rain, so that's been a huge help. Look, it'll chop up and it'll be a mess by later in the day, but that's what it's for. It's there to trial on. These trials have taken on enormous significance since they used to be at Te Teko, and this inside track's sort of picked up that slack. Is it ideal? Probably not, but does it serve a purpose? Absolutely.
Yeah, all the guns here as well. And ideally, you know, those Waikato trained horses don't have to go so far to Te Teko like the old days, but are you happy with the quality of horses you've drawn?
Oh, absolutely, and it's always good to see the new 2-year-olds out, isn't it? The babies going through the back parade ring. It's great to see some hot 3-year-old heats. Goodness me, there's some really, really exciting 3-year-olds that no doubt will head from here maybe to Ruakaka, or more importantly, probably to Hawke's Bay. A lot of them will head that way. And then the classy older horses as well. We'll see some of them in the Waikato Stud Foxbridge Plate out of today, no doubt. And then some will head, and then they'll head further down to Hawke's Bay for the Triple Crown down there. So it is a crown down there. It is a very important day.
Yeah, you talked about that significance, and obviously last year I think we had 7 Group 1 winners throughout the season come from these trials. How much of a stepping stone, and how much do they bring on horses, for you?
Oh, look, some of them will be here for different reasons. Some of them will be just going through the motions, getting the saddle on down in the tie-ups, walking through the back parade ring, going out onto the track and through the gates. Some of them will be here to really get their fitness levels to fever pitch. Those that are heading to the, for example, Waikato Stud Foxbridge Plate will be more tuned up than those that are maybe going to kick off in the Tarzino. So it'll be something different to a lot of them, but very important, no doubt, from an education point of view for some of those unraced 3-year-olds that are wanting to get going. Of course, I'd be staggered if there weren't a few NZB Kiwi runners here out on that track today, and it'll be a matter of finding the right one.
Yeah, while we've got 30 heats today, one of the heats we've got on Saturday, 5 Group 1 winners plus Group 1 placed horses. There will be a lot of horses getting ready for Foxbridge here too, right?
Yeah, for sure. And look, it's important. There's 12 of them trialling before the first on Saturday. That meant there were 12 more spots that were able to be opened up today. So it was a matter of doing that. It gives those horses first crack on the main track as well on Saturday. And yes, I'm sure you're right. It'll be really interesting to see what comes out of that trial and heads towards that Waikato Stud Foxbridge Plate.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait for that trial on Saturday. 5 Group 1 winners to go around in it, plus a host of other top quality horses like Red Sea, who's Group 1 placed, and Sacred Satono, who's running in a Silver Eagle in Australia. So really looking forward to that, and we'll have that coverage for you now from Te Rapa, including what was a really good way to kick off the open heats.
Yeah, that's mouthwatering stuff. I want to be tuning in for that on Saturday. But let's talk about some of the key heats today, Aidan, and we'll start with, of course, the 3-year-olds over the 900 metres. Heat number 3 here, where you can see Alabama Lass and Move to Strike, just a couple to pick out. What did you make of this trial?
Yeah, obviously Moves to Strike being a Group 1 winner of the Manawatu Size Produce Stakes at Trentham last time out. We saw horses like Archaic Smile, Super Photon, really impressive 2-year-olds, and Alabama Lass as well. We saw a little stir lead up in this heat in the Cambridge stud colours, but a really nice trial from Alabama Lass. And I spoke with winning jockey Sam Spratt after this heat.
Looking good. They stand well in the stalls for Heat 3. Ready. Gates are back. Fairly level line. Poking out the back was Super Photon by a length. Up front, though, it's Alabama Lass on its outside, improving as Little Stirrer. Then came I Dream of the Moon. The 3 Tiako stablemates are all a fairly level group. Then Moves to Strike moves forward wider. Super Photons found the fence. Then on its outside, then to Unbridled Joy, and poking out the back by a length and a half is Archaic Smile. So they work around the side of the course. The leader in the Cambridge stud colours is Little Stir. On its outside is Move to Strike. Heading forward in the social racing colours is Renovations. The fence then with Dream of the Moon, Alabama Lass, Super Photon there, Unbridled Joy as well. And at the tail of the field is Archaic Smile. They work their way down the side, down the straight. They have 150 metres to go. The outside Move to Strike moves to Little Stirrer. Improving on the outside is Alabama Lass. These two will go to the post. It's close, but I think Alabama Lass in front of Move to Strike. Third across them was Super Photon. Not far away in fourth was Little Stirrer. Then came Archaic Smile. Then came Renovations, and Unbridled Joy and Dream of the Moon were both at the tail.
Sam, you've ridden Alabama Express, so what did she show you then?
Yeah, she's really good. She's come back huge. She's strengthened up a lot. She jumped out well. She went to get a little bit aggressive when I first sort of went to take a bit of a sit, but she cruised up to them. I didn't even sort of slap her on the shoulder or anything. She did it pretty nicely.
Yeah, looking at the way she coasted to the line, how exciting is that for the spring?
Oh, really exciting. As I said, she just feels 10 times stronger mentally and physically. So, it's pretty exciting. She's only going to get better when the tracks, firm up a little bit as well. So, it's very exciting.
But she seemed to cope with that okay too, though.
Yeah, she did. Oh, I was just I was swinging off her the whole way. So I think even if it was probably a heavy 20, she would have got through it. But she was awesome.
Yeah, didn't she trial really well? Alabama Lass, and one to look out for in the coming months as well. Ken Kelso really happy with her when I spoke to him, Pip as well, and likely to head towards a Gold Trail Stakes with a kick-off point at Taupo, and I think around about 10 days time next Wednesday week for that meeting. A really good run from Move to Strike, and we will catch up with Reece Trumper of Tiako Racing to get his thoughts later on in the afternoon.
Let's talk about race number 4, heat number 4 out of Te Rapa, because it does feature the likes of Velocious, and Butch did talk about, of course, that NZB Kiwi. Maybe she's one that we could see in that in the months to come.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because we did hear from Stephen Marsh afterwards, and you can maybe judge for yourself whether she's a 1600 metre filly or not. But boy, she was really impressive in this trial. We also saw in the trial, I thought a really lovely trial from Captured by Love further back. So that's one to keep an eye on. When Stars Align trialled up really nicely as well. But as we go through this, it's all about Velocious, and we'll hear from Stephen Marsh afterwards.
Ready, gates are back. From the inside, Boss and High Heels jumped it well. When Stars Align going with it also full force. They'll make a line of 3. Then on the inside then to About Last Night, the inside of Velocious. 3 wide is Bilardi, and out the back is Captured by Love. They have just a little into the side of the course. Boss and High Heels the leader over When Stars Align, the margin a half length. There's 2 length buffer then to full force. On its back is Warren Kennedy with About Last Night from Velocious, Captured by Love, and settling at the tail is Bilardi. So they'll run for home with 350 metres to travel. The leader is Boss and High Heels. Its outside is When Stars Align, chasing hard as About Last Night. Then further back to full force. Velocious now starts to travel nicely. Out the back, both Bilardi and Captured by Love. They have 100 metres to travel. Velocious the outside, swept up as easy as you like. Velocious, she's a good filly. Velocious won it. Beaten home When Stars Align from full force. Then Bilardi rocketed home, as did Captured by Love. Not all that far away was About Last Night, and Boss and High Heels.
Stephen, really nice trial from Velocious. What did you make of that?
Yeah, look, I can't take the smile off my face, to be honest. She, we haven't done heaps with her this time. One quiet jump out, hasn't even had a gallop in company, so she was always going to need today. Sam said she just started to sort of knock up the last little bit, but geez, I'll tell you what, it's nice. She's obviously great at 2, but lovely to see them come back up at 3, and I thought her trial was outstanding.
You're just talking to Sam as she's wandered past us. She says there's a lot of improvement, but she was equally delighted, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. She was smiling when she came back in too, which she often is. But yeah, I think she's coming up super. She looks great. Sam even commented how much stronger she looks. So often they don't come up in the spring as sort of 3-year-olds, and they've had a solid campaign. But she certainly looks to have.
When will we see her race day, Stephen?
She'll go to Te Rapa on the 21st for that 3-year-old fillies 1100.
Yep. On towards 1,000 guineas.
Whether she's a miler is the big thing. She'll head from there, then she'll head down to Hastings to the Gold Trail, and then we'll work out. We could end up in Melbourne in the spring, so we'll just see what happens. But unsure if she's a miler yet.
Yeah, so that's the unanswered question, isn't it? But the one thing we did get absolute confirmation of is that she is back in very good style. We know what she did last year, Kanaka Million's 2-year-old winner, and of course winning the Group 1 Sustain Mistakes in Auckland as well. Great to see her do that in Heat 4.
Oh, really is. And well, now let's stick with our 3-year-old theme, Aidan, and we'll move on to heat number 5. You can see in this, obviously, Savaglee, the Matamata Slipper winner, Domain A. So who stood out for you in this trial?
Well, obviously, I was really taken by what we saw of Yaldi at the Cambridge trial, so I was really keen to see him again. He's a big boy with a really bright future. I think he's a star in waiting. Domain Ace travelled beautifully in this trial, got on speed and went really nicely. Damask Rose was an eye-catcher. Savaglee was another really good performance in the Oak Stud colours, and we did catch up with Pam Gerard after this heat.
Ready, gates are back. Lovely level line from the inside as Domain Ace being pushed along as Altari. Thuza 3 wide, but just being restrained for now. A length away on the outside is Savaglee. Then further back to Damask Rose, improving underneath it. Not all that far away is Victress, following the stablemate from Whiskey and Roses, and lastly inside is Yaldi. They're working their way into the side of the course. Domain Ace, the leader. Altari goes up to eyeball the leader. Further back on the inside then to Damask Rose from Thuza. Savaglee 3 wide. Whiskey and Roses comes even wider. Then on the fence is the Victress, and as they swing for home, Yaldi is the last one. 300 metres to go. The inside Domain Ace being pushed along as Altari, just being given a little bit of an incentive. Then further back to Damask Rose. Thuza running on as Savaglee, and also their Whiskey and Roses, Yaldi from the back. As they enter the inside the 100 metres, Savaglee, Yaldi coming after it. Yaldi takes over, and it's all Yaldi from Savaglee. Third across, Whiskey and Roses. Further back then to Altari, the outside is the Victress. Then came Thuza, not all that far away is Damask Rose and Domain Ace.
Pam, just seen a really nice trial from Savaglee. What did you make of it?
Yeah, happy enough with where he's at. He was pretty bullish when he got here today, obviously being a colt, but really good to see him settle nicely this time coming out the gates, and we've done a bit of work with him home, and I just think mentally he's matured, and Sam said, beautiful, just settled back this time, not trying to fight her, and came around the corner and just had a really quick turn of foot off the corner. Okay,
you're obviously among the top echelon 2-year-olds last season. What did you do with him spell-wise and bringing him back into work?
Yeah, he had a nice spell at the back at the Oaks, and he just got a little bit uneven in the last little bit, and you can see when he came back how much he's like sort of lengthened, and just he's a better shape. He's always been quite strong and quite stocky, but he's just got a little bit more length about him, and definitely just looks more like a racehorse.
Okay, yeah, from today that'll bring him on. When will we see him race day?
The plan was to go to Taupo. I think it's a track that kind of suits him, but look, we just wanted to see how he got through today. Like, Sam, really happy with him. Just went to run away and just blew out a little bit, so as you'd expect today, but we'll get a good line on how he pulls up from this, but if everything's going to plan, hopefully Taupo, yeah, that's the plan.
Long-term aim, can you get him to Christchurch for a 2,000 guineas?
Obviously we'll definitely try with a colt like that. You have to try. It's really up to him, but it's one step at a time. Yes, that is our sort of long-term plan, but yeah, we'll just take one race at a time.
Yeah, really nice performance from Savaglee, and exciting to see what's ahead of him for the spring. Yaldi, excellent Pip, and we will hear from Andrew Forsman about that horse very shortly as well. But he looks like a budding star for mine, and one I just want to be following right through his career.
Yes, certainly does, doesn't he, Aidan? So looking forward to what Andrew has to say as we now move on to the open catchweight heats, race heat number 6. And boy, this is a heat, obviously a lot of these nominated for the Foxbridge Plate, the likes of Dragon Leap and their Legato. Who really caught your eye out of this trial?
Well, obviously Legato, and you'll see that very shortly, just the way she cruises home. I thought there was actually a couple in behind. Waitak was eye-catching, certainly some really good quality horses who have got big spring assignments, and of course some of these horses, you know, we'll see a lot of other sort of comparable type horses, Pip, go around in that trial at Te Rapa on Saturday, which we'll hope to get you for coverage of on Trackside 1 on Saturday as well. But let's go back and have a look at the stars of today's open heat, and afterwards we did catch up with King Kelso around Legato.
So they're all set in the stalls. They stand well, ready, gates are back. Lovely level line again. Dragon Leap the inside, heads forward. Mallyston also there as well. 3 wide, working its way forward is Romancing the Moon. Not all that far away in between them then was Rudyard, who is heading forward as well. Wild Knight further back. Also Aidan, in the last two in the affair is Legato and Whiteack. So they settle into their work now. The leader is Romancing the Mood, length and a half over Rudyard, 3 wide then to Wild Knight. Dragon Leap still on the fence. Mallyston settled nicely with a bit of cover. Legato on its outside. Further back is Whiteack attacking on. And last the inside is Aidan. 300 metres to go. The leader is Romancing the Moon. Has a 2-length buffer over Rudyard, who starts to get a move on. Further back on the inside is a Dragon Leap. Then came Mallyston. Legato works its way nicely from the back. The leader is still Romancing the Moon. Legato starting to charge. Romancing the Moon, the inside. Legato passes with ease. Legato wins it over Romancing the Moon. Then came Rudyard, Aidan and Whiteack. And also back there with it was Dragon Leap, Mallyston and Wild Knight to be the last two to cross the line.
Andrew, just seen Yeldy win his heat. Boy, he looks like a real talent. What did you make of the trial?
Yeah, it was good. We obviously wanted to ride him a little bit quiet and just have him hit the line. So nice to see him do that. And as much as anything, to see how he handled the track conditions. I'm not convinced he looked entirely at home. I thought Craig had to ride him up to sort of pick up the bridle, and then he looked good when he got up and travelling. But when he's trialled on better ground, I thought he has just sort of towed himself into it a little bit better. So that was probably the concern, is that he just had to niggle him to get going. But yeah, I think his ability, took over late.
Yeah, obviously we've seen him in 2 trials now, so he's coming along really well. When will we see him race day?
Yeah, not sure yet. We just, I guess, have to sit down in the next few days, see how he comes through this, and then make a plan for him. I would like to see him on better tracks, so whether that means a Northland Breeders Saturday week or further afield, I don't know. We'll just see. He doesn't have to have a big spring campaign, but yeah, it's just a matter of looking after him and placing him accordingly on better tracks, I think.
Okay, we've just seen Aidan go around. What did you make of his trial?
It was good for him. He's typically not a very good trialer, so I thought that was actually quite good. So yeah, really happy with him. He's had a bit of a blow, but I think he's thereabouts, and again, plans for him a little bit up in the air, and just a matter of track conditions and what weather's going to do in the next few weeks.
Ken, we've just seen Legato cruise to a trial win. What did you think?
I was very, very happy with that. Brian said the track's a little bit buggy, and it's very pleasing.
She's come back a big, formidable, imposing mare, hasn't she? How's she done?
Yeah, no, she's done extremely well. She spelled good in the time out, and she's really done well since she's come back, and Megan rides her quite regularly, and she said that she feels improved, and Ryan's come over and galloped her a couple of times and said she's improved again. I said, well, that's quite scary, but no, she's really done well, and she's really come back, big and strong, and not that she wasn't last year, but she's twice the size now.
How much benefit will she take from that trial today?
Well, she had a good blow. I just met her as she came back. She's had a good blow, so she's going to take a little benefit, but we'll go to the group enlisted trial at Taupo, same program we had last year, and then go first up to the Tarzino. Tracks that want to improve, than what they are. Hastings would want to get a little bit better, but we've got a bit of time up our sleeves, so at this stage that's what our program is, but things can change with the weather.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you've got unfinished business with the Tarzino, but what about long term? Have you got a race you'd really love to win this spring?
Any Group 1 would be nice, but yeah, we're just going to play it one trip at a time. We threw a nom in this morning to the Cox Plate, but they're just nominations. But no, we just take one race at a time. You can with the weather, you've got to really, and then hopefully she might find her way back in Australia or sometime in the spring. But we'll just take it as we go.
Yeah, the one thing though, Pip, is just how well she's come back. Legato, she looks great. She performed terrifically today at the trials on probably conditions that are a lot wetter than she'd prefer, but she's coming up beautifully. She won't go to the Group 2 Waikato Stud Foxbridge Plate, but straight to the Tarzino, where she was unlucky in running third last year. And how exciting would it be to see her in a Cox Plate?
Oh, so exciting, Aidan. Absolutely. After seeing what she did, of course, at Ellerslie over the 2000, at Te Rapa there, that track that you're standing on. And speaking of the Tarzino, Legato, she is favourite for it at $3.50. And after having a look at that trial, I don't know about you, Aidan, but I'd probably take the $3.50, especially if Crocetti doesn't get those track conditions he wants. Wasn't he super on Saturday? But yeah, she just looked like she ate up towards that line.
Yeah, you just love seeing those type of performers back. Horses who really just want to win, who win from positions when maybe you didn't expect that they would win. We will know a lot more after Saturday's trial here at Te Rapa as well. The likes of Skewith, of course, getting back down there to defend her title. She'll go around in the Foxbridge Plate first. But obviously, I think there's 5 Group 1 winners going around in that trial on Saturday.
We're going to touch on heat number 7. What did you like out of this heat?
Well, Merchant Queen was prominent throughout. We know what she did. She was the first horse to win on the new Strathclyde track at Ellerslie before then chasing Crocetti home in an Almanzor trophy. So she's come back in really good order. It wasn't a bad heat. Let's go and take it in.
The journey, the open catchweight. Heat 7 on the program. Set for a start, the gates are back. They've left it very well again. From the inside is Taliska. The outside, Tex Rex. Prometheus heads forward, also Merchant Queen, and stuck out wide is Max Schnell. Further back then to Inspired by Art, the inside of DiMaggio, and last the fence is Hazard. So they work their way out of the straight. 600 metres to travel. The leader is Prometheus. The inside of Merchant Queen. 3 wide is Max Schnell. There's a gap of a length and a half then to Taliska, who's on the inside of Lex Rex, working its way wider into the affair is Inspired by Art. Stuck out 4 wide is DiMaggio. And last the inside is still Hazard. 300 metres to go. Merchant Queen the outside of Prometheus. Working its way, trying to find a gap is Taliska. Max Schnell also there, Lex Rex the inside of that, Hazard, and then further back to Inspired by Art and DiMaggio. They have 150 metres to go. Merchant Queen's taken over from Prometheus. Running on is Max Schnell. Still Merchant Queen a length clear, and it's Merchant Queen beating home Prometheus. Then came Max Schnell from DiMaggio. There's a gap back then to Inspired by Art. Hazard hit the line nicely. Then came Taliska, and last across was Lex Rex.
Yeah, nice performance from Merchant Queen, so she's coming up really nicely. She's got oodles of speed, and she showed that she handled that track okay too, Pip, so that's definitely encouraging for Stephen Marsh and his owners there. Obviously, we've seen a whole heap of Te Akau runners in the early heats, and they did win both the 2-year-old heats even prior to the races that we've shown you. And I did catch up with racing manager Reece Trumper just to get the update on a lot of those runners. Reece, really nice to see the Te Akau team out of the trials that you really support. Who's been the one that's impressed you most so far?
It's been great to have Move to Strike back here today. He had his first day out as a 3-year-old, and we were really pleased with the way he put himself right in the trial, and he went to the line under a good grip, and he had a good blow, and there's further improvement to come.
Yeah, obviously Group 1 winners back in the stable. When will we see him on race day next?
We'll just give him another quiet trial. He could probably go to Taupo for that group enlisted trial, and then it's all weather dependent where we head. There's plenty of options for him, so the weather, but Hawke's Bay day 1 would obviously be the realistic place to go.
Okay, the second 3-year-old heat, your horses were out in force there. When Stars Line seemed to be running through the line nicely.
He's come back in great order this preparation. He had a really good break. He's obviously a very big horse. He probably doesn't handle the tight turning track here so well, but once we get him on better ground on a big roomier track, he's going to really fill out to be a nice horse.
And captured by Love was eye-catching late in that heat.
She's come back massive. She had a really good blow. It was great to see her just tucking behind them. Obviously in the size, she had to lead up most of them to Red Sea, which probably wasn't to her advantage, but it was good to see her find the line today.
Okay, when will we see those 2 horses next?
Look, she's probably going to head to the trials again, and she's a mare that could probably head to the Gold Trail realistically first up. Yep.
Okay, and of the others that you've seen, obviously we saw a pretty handy trial from Romancing the Moon, who was able to lead up and kick pretty well.
She's come back in good order too. She's obviously been a really good horse in her last couple of seasons, and it was good to see her put herself right in the trial and finish off so strongly, so we're looking forward to getting her back to the races.
Trobriand was eye-catching too, right?
He's come back a really good gelding this preparation. Obviously, he was just having a good think about things, being a colt last preparation, but he's a horse that'll get through the grades really quickly this season.
And we're about to see Trobriand as well, because Pip, he went round in Heat 8. We know what he was doing earlier on as a 2-year-old and what have you, so good to see him. He comes up against DeLorean, who I know was in preparation for a run at Ruakaka in a couple of weeks' time.
Ready, Gates are back. They're away fairly nicely. From the inside is DeLorean. Has about a three-quarter length buffer early over Sakura Season. And further back to Rockin' Rosie, the inside of Maracatu. Next pair was Jolted. Also there was Wits End. High Country just trying to find a gap between them. And settling at the tail is Trobriand. So they work their way out of the straight with 650 metres to go. The leader is DeLorean, a length clear of Sakura Season, the outside. The fence then with Rockin' Rosie, Maracatu, the outside of that with a bit of cover. Not far away, 2 lengths then to Jolted. Also Wits End from High Country, and having to come in wide is Trobriand. 250 out. The leader is DeLorean. Chasing hard is Sakura Season from Rockin' Rosie the inside. Further back in the field, Maracatu. Trobriand running on as well. They have 100 metres to travel. The leader DeLorean. Sakura Season chasing hard. Also Rockin' Rosie. But it's all DeLorean. DeLorean by 2 lengths. Speed home Rockin' Rosie. Third in then Sakura Season. Rocketing home was Trobriand. Not all that far away then to Wits End from Jolted. Also there was Maracatu, and one of the last in was High Country.
Yeah, so undoubtedly eye-catching Trobriand. I think they'll be pretty happy with Wits End, who Tony Pike did campaign in Sydney last preparation. Pip and DeLorean, as we said, able to lead from the front. Goes to Ruakaka in a couple of weeks' time. There's a rating 65, 1600 metre race for her, and on that performance, she'll be pretty competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kylie Fawcett's DeLorean to follow at Ruakaka. As we move on to heat number 9, and again, Tiako had a couple of nice horses step out here, Aidan.
Yeah, absolutely. And just one thing, you were hearing these trials and wondering who the commentator is. It's Rani Hammond, who's the latest Trackside recruit in that role. He's doing a really good job as well. This heat over the 800 metres for the open class horses, we saw Onera for Cody Cole race really well. And let's take it in, but that's the one to watch in this heat.
Heat 9, gates are back. Bit scraggly away. The last one to go away was Wolverine, missed a length and a half. Heading forward at the start, then Onera on the inside of Yusei Diorse. Further back then on the outside is Overdrawn, the fence with the Diviner. In between runners, certainly. There's a gap of 3 lengths then to My Lips Are Sealed. The outside of Vivacious, and 2 lengths at the tail is Wolverine. Working their way onto the top of the track, the leader is Onera. Half a length clear over Yusei Diorse. And behind it is Overdrawn, the fence with the Diviner. In between runners is Certainly from My Lips Are Sealed, the fence with Vivacious. And last of all is Wolverine. 200 metres to go. Onera pushed along and is in front by a length and a half over Yusei Diorse. Certainly from behind them, and then also running on is Overdrawn. 100 metres to go. It's Onera, still a half a length clear over Yusei Diorse. They hit the line. It's Onera. Yusei Diorse then came Overdrawn. Not far behind them was My Lips Are Sealed, working well afterwards, and then Wolverine. Further back to Vivacious. Also there was the Diviner, and one of the last in was Certainly.
Yeah, so a nice heat there. The 900 metres, of course, Pip not the 800 metres, but Onera did really well for Cody Cole. And behind them, yeah, Yusei Diorse was an eye-catching run as well. So, yeah, 900 metres for those open heats.
Yeah, and there have been some pretty competitive ones as well. We're going to touch back on now heat number 10 as we take a look at the field. You've got Rotorua up the top, obviously, for Tony Pike, and the likes of Cognito too for the Walker Burgesson stable, and Miami Bell. So again, a really nice open catch weight. Who took your eye on this one, Aidan?
Well, again, we saw the Kelso team to the fore, as we have all day. He only has a handful in work, and when you've got the likes of Legato, Alabama Lass, there was one Slovakia who trialled up beautifully later on after these open heats, but Miami Bell was very good. Let's take it in.
Looked good in the stalls for heat 10. Ready, gates are back. They left it pretty well, good level line. So they sort their order out. Rotorua the inside of New Millennium. 3 wide Miami Bell. Also heading forward Cognito. That'll make a line of 4. Further back then to Opera Bell. Not all that far away on the inside. And between runners now is Juju Pop. Further back to What You Wish For. And a length away at the tail is El Viento. So they work their way into the top of the course. The leader, Miami Bell, has a 2 to 3 length buffer over Cognito. The inside then to New Millennium, 3 wide Opera Bell from Juju Pop. Not far away, Roderer. The outside is What You Wish For, and still at the tail is El Viento. 300 metres to go. The leader, the outside, Miami Bell. On the inside of it, Cognito, pushed along as New Millennium. The fence then, Roderer. Further back in the second line of affairs is El Viento, Juju Pop. Also there, Opera Bell, and from the back, What You Wish For gets a wriggle on. It's inside the 100 metres. It's Miami Bell working home nicely late is What You Wish For. But Miami Bell beat home Cognito. What You Wish For, Juju Pop. Also there was New Millennium. Further back then was Opera Bell, and the last 2 to cross the line, Roderer.
Yeah, so Miami Bell, really good. The eye catcher when you look at that again, Pip, is definitely What You Wish For, who ran so well here at Te Rapa in a Waikato Guineas. And to think that he was doing his best work 2,000 metres leading into a derby, to see him doing that over 900 metres on a heavy track in August, that's really encouraging for what lies ahead with him too.
Yeah, and a little bit scary maybe for his race day rivals as we move on to the last of the open catchweights over the 900 metres, superbly written up the top. You can see here, Still Bang On, Arby. So really nice heat. Who won it, and was that the horse that impressed you the most, or something else in behind, Aidan?
You put me on the spot because I actually can't remember who won it. Egyptian Queen definitely led up, and I know was right there at the finish. Really good to see these type of horses back. I know speaking to Stephen Orchard, who's really happy with the way Still Bang On's coming up. But let's take in the last of the open heats and look for Egyptian Queen from the front.
Ready. Gates are back, they're away. Arby was a touch tardy away. Heading forward at the start was Cannon Hill. Out wider is Egyptian Queen. Feeling the Power follows it. Then further back on the fence then to Superbly Written. The outside is Rule of Law. There's a gap of 3 then to Still Bang On, who's on the inside of Grail Seeker, and disconnected by 5 lengths at the tail of the field is Arby, working their way into the side of the course. The leader, Egyptian Queen, has it a half length over Feeling the Power. 3 wide at this stage is Rule of Law. The inside was Superbly Written, then came Cannon Hill. The further back on the outside is Grail Seeker from Still Bang On, and having to do all the work late in the field will be Arby. 250 metres to go. The leader is Egyptian Queen. 2 lengths clear over Superbly Written. Feeling the Power now starts to get a move on. Rule of Law further back. Also Cannon Hill from Still Bang On. And heading the rest is Grail Seeker. 100 metres to go. It's Egyptian Queen, but Feeling the Power wants to have the last say. It's close. I think Egyptian Queen just beat Feeling the Power. Further back then to Rule of Law, Cannon Hill. Not far away, Grail Seeker from Arby, who worked home well. Then came Still Bang On, and last in the affair was Superbly Written.
Lance, great to see those star horses back here at the trials today. First of all, we saw Dragon Leap and White Tack in the same heat. What did you make of them?
Yeah, look, Andrew and I are very pleased with both of them. They've had one trial before coming here today, and it was an improved effort by both horses. Both were travelling very well at the finish, and they both, at this stage, will take their place in the Foxbridge.
How much improvement out of today's trials will they get?
Oh, no doubt they'll improve a lot, but in saying that, I think White Tack's probably the one who will take the most improvement out of today's outing. He sort of had a bit of a puff afterwards, where the other horses pretty clean-winded.
Yep. What can you expect from them from the Foxbridge, especially with an eye into the Group 1 races after that?
Oh, we hope they win. Well, yeah, we certainly are going into the Foxbridge, hopeful that they both perform well. We're certainly expecting them to run well, and of course then depending on their performance, they'll head down to Hastings for the first Group 1 over 1,400 metres. But there's certainly both will be forward enough to perform.
Okay, and of course Dragon Leap won that race last year, second in the Tarzino. The other horse who we saw today, Grail Seeker, she seems to be a really talented mare now. How's she going?
Yeah, she sure is. She's very talented. Her win in the Wellington Guineas. She's very dominant in a pretty strong field that day. She will trial again, and she will more than likely head to Hastings first up over the 1,400 metres. But look, she's not going to take a lot to be ready. She lined up. She's probably about 9 or 10 kilos heavier today than what her winning race day weight is. So she's certainly not far away.
They did ask me to pick out a few to follow from these trials. I'm going to go for the obvious ones. One who I'm really excited about in Yildi for Andrew Forsman. Love what I saw at Cambridge. Love what I've seen again today. He just looks like a big, strong, promising 3-year-old. And then a couple of the obvious ones. Velocious was terrific here today. Really excited about what she might have in store for the spring. And the big girl, Legato, one of our favourites right through. Boy, she was good at the trials today, and who knows, maybe on the path towards a Cox Plate, maybe she's looking for redemption first in a Group 1 Tarzino Trophy. It's been a pleasure being here at Te Rapa, Pip, and being able to bring you some of that trials action. We'll try and get it all packaged together and have that on our social channels, and don't forget about that very good trial at Te Rapa on Saturday too.
Yeah, we'll be certainly tuning into that. Thank you very much, Aidan. It's been a pleasure having all of the coverage and those key interviews as well. We'll catch up with Aidan, of course, right throughout the week.